Guns were a ubiquitous part of my childhood. Like many boys in rural America, I was fascinated by guns, although I disliked hunting. 2 decades as a reporter in war zones, however, resulted in a deep aversion to weapons. I saw what they did to human bodies. America's gun fetish and culture of vigilante violence makes the U.S. very different from other industrialized nations. This is the reason there will never be serious gun control. It does not matter how many mass shootings take place, how many children are butchered in their classrooms, or how high the homicide rate climbs. There are nearly 400 million guns in the U.S. Some 120 guns for every 100 Americans. Half of the privately owned guns are owned by 3% of the population. Guns make lower working class people feel powerful, even when they are not. Take away their guns, and what is left? Decaying small towns, shuttered textile and paper mills, dead-end jobs, seedy bars where veterans drink away their trauma. Take away the guns and the brute force of squalor, decline, and abandonment hit you in the face like a tidal wave. America fetishizes guns. This fetish has intensified among white working class men who have seen everything slip beyond their grasp. Economic stability, a sense of place within society, hope for the future, and political empowerment. The fear of losing the gun is the final crushing blow to self-esteem and dignity, a surrender to the economic and political forces that have destroyed their lives. They cling to the gun as an idea, a belief that with it they are strong, unassailable, and independent. White people built their supremacy in America and globally with violence. They massacred Native Americans and stole their land. They kidnapped Africans, shipped them as cargo to the Americas, and then enslaved, lynched, imprisoned, and impoverished black people for generations. They have always gunned down black people with impunity, a historical reality only recently discernible to most white people because of cell phone videos of killings. The Second Amendment was designed to solidify the rights often demanded under state law of whites to carry weapons. Southern white men were not only required to own guns, but serve in slave patrols. These weapons were used to exterminate the indigenous population, hunt down enslaved people who escaped bondage, and violently crush slave revolts, strikes, and other uprisings by oppressed groups. Vigilante violence is wired into our DNA. When the national mythology inculcates into a population that it has the divine right to kill others to purge the earth of evil, how can this mythology not be ingested by naive and alienated individuals? Kill them overseas, kill them at home. The more the empire deteriorates, the more the impetus to kill grows. Violence and desperation becomes the only route to salvation. The specter of societal collapse, less and less a conspiracy theory as we barrel to climate breakdown, reinforces the gun fetish. Survivalist cults infused with white supremacy paint the scenario of gangs of marauding black and brown people fleeing the chaos of lawless cities and ravaging the countryside. These hordes of black and brown people, the survivalists believe, will only be kept at bay with guns, especially assault-style weapons. The gun enforced white supremacy. It should not be surprising that it is embraced as the instrument that will prevent whites from being dethroned. The longer we remain in a state of political paralysis, dominated by a corporate oligarchy that refuses to respond to the mounting misery of the bottom half of the population, the more the rage of the underclass will find expression through violence. Those who cling to the mythology of white supremacy cannot be reached through rational discussion. Mythology is all they have left. When this mythology appears under threat, it triggers a ferocious backlash. For without the myth, there is an emptiness, an emotional void, a crushing despair. America has two choices. It can reintegrate the dispossessed back into society, or it can leave its underclass to wallow in the toxins of poverty, hate, and resentment, fueling the blood sacrifices that afflict us.